Okay, moving into the back and finishing series. Steps number 78 plus, I think it's through to about 100. So we've seen the feet quite a few times. We understand that there's 9 points and lines. We can use those for reference points, and we can begin to knee press and or palm press the feet, or center our knee on those foot points. So although our book says knee press the feet, thumb press the foot points, you can, depending on the sensitivity of your client, you can start with deeper pressure like this, or you can still use your palms and thumbs. Just to say hello again to the feet, we're starting there, cleansing and moving up. Again, excuse me. And in the book, it shows some beginning walking on the feet. So this is palming of the feet. You can stand on one foot and just use the other, until you get your sea legs, and then target with the heel press those foot points if your client's feet and ankles can handle it. So moving on, ABCBA, the back of the leg, we're going to see that third energy line coming in just inside the feet there. We stretch the heels and ankles out to the side, watching the tops of the feet, and that actually starts to stretch the hip bones. Palm pressing, we're going to rock back and forth, palming our way up the calves, circles at the knees, and working our way up through the thighs to the sit bones, and working our way back down. So my intent and purpose is just to demonstrate these massage techniques, and you can pause and work at any time, continuing on. So the energy line, is like a stocking line. It runs directly up and splices the leg, right the Achilles, the calf right in the back of the knee, straight up to the sit bone. So with that, we're going to do like little shiatsu thumb hands, and we rock through the knuckles to the thumb through this broader expanse of tissue. The calf is more sensitive than the hamstrings. We're going to be very delicate and gentle behind the knee like we were on the front side, but we can give a lot more pressure up into the thighs and into the sit bones. This area here accepts a lot of pressure, and later we might forego our thumb pressing for heel presses or knee presses, something else of that nature, which is why they were an introduction there on the feet. So palming our way through. So energy lines are a lot of times a time to see what's going on with the body, see how tight things are, where there might be congestion to let go of. All right, ABCBA, working into number 82 is forearm roll the hamstrings. We're going to do a couple of things for this side and then do the repeat on the other. So I open my left leg to the left side here and scoot in some so that I can do this forearm roll. Forearm rolls, our arm kind of rotates away from us. So we start on our ulna side and then we rock away. So that's because as we roll like from tabletop, it makes more sense. If we try to roll the arm towards us as we're doing that, it stops the action. It cuts it short instead of as a natural movement and roll, like a rolling pin away from you. So it says forearm roll the upper thigh, but don't ignore the lower leg as well. So here's that, gentle behind the knee, and then all the way up to the sit bone. Bringing it back down. We also are going to be doing an elbow press along that same line. So partnering up your thumb with your elbow, you can find your point to press and stabilize a lot better, a lot easier. So this is our elbow tool. It's not the point of our elbow. It's like the flat of your elbow. that you actually kind of seek the point with your thumb and then you roll into that flat of your elbow. So yeah, it's just like the edge of the tip of my elbow finds the edge, and then I roll through that tool, that little like 2-inch elbow tool that I have there. As I get up into thigh, I come up out of my own hips to rock into that a little bit more. Okay, so from there, rotating the ankle, and I hold the ankle attachment points of the tendons and massage tendons and connections all the way around. Feels good, loosening and decompressing. Everything that I do is decompressing rather than pushing in. We don't want to push anything in for rotation grinding. We want to be able to lift as much as possible. Next is a calf stretch, which some people don't feel this as much. So it's an elbow to the sole of the foot there, kind of leaning in. Sometimes it's better to have a forearm pushing in. But ultimately, this stretch starts to press in towards the hip. You get a little bit more. You get quad stretch and calf stretch. But then the foot gets turned to a complete quad stretch here, knee flexion. So I'm being very careful with the top of the foot there. I'm pushing more into the leg and stabilizing the foot. Now I can also stabilize the leg and then go ahead and palm outside 1. You can also get to outside 3 there is accessible as well. If your client has more flexion, they show in the book, I'm down here where I could possibly bring my knees in for support and assistance to lift that knee up a little bit higher and then bringing that back down. So those steps get repeated on the other side, those leg steps, steps number 83 through 87. So that was opening up the right leg, forearm rolling the leg, finding your elbow presses of the leg, inside leg and thigh, inside line 1, rotating the ankle, calf stretch, knee flexion, and a little bit of a progressive movement there for stretching. So